Hey guys, what's going on? Cal back here once again bringing you another Warhammer 40,000 related video on behalf of the 40k YouTube channel. Today we are having a look at the new article that's come out on the Warhammer 40,000 community page, all about Indomitus, the top 5 tips for expanding your Space Marines forces. This follows on from the video that we did the other day about expanding the Necrons forces. There were some good tips in the Necrons one. Looking forward to see what's in the Space Marine one. But before we go into the video, as always, big shout out, thank you very much to everyone who subscribed to the channel up to now. Me and Carl, massively appreciated, guys. Keep the likes coming, keep the comments coming, and keep the subscriptions coming. We're almost towards 300 subs, and once we get there, we'll keep pushing up to 400, 500, and so on and so on. If you're new to 40k, we post Warhammer 40,000 content every single day. Things like news, hints, tips, reviews, painting videos, unboxing videos, all kinds of stuff. Literally, we'll do a video about anything Warhammer 40,000 related because we love it. If you love Warhammer 40,000, subscribe to the channel and make us your one-stop shop for everything Warhammer 40,000 related. With that said, let's have a look and see what tips we can get for expanding our Space Marines moving forward. So in yesterday's article, we took a look at our top 5 picks for units that make excellent additions to Necrons, included in Indomitus. Today, it's a turn of the mighty Adeptus Astartes. So if you were lucky enough to get a copy last weekend, ready your chapter of choice for some reinforcements. And here we have the units that come in the Indomitus set. Eradicators, Blade Guard, Veterans, Blade Guard, Primaris Captain, Lieutenant, Duty Care, Ancient, Assault Intercessors, all that good stuff. This is all the stuff that comes in Indomitus. We already know about that. Let's see what tips we can get moving forward. Let's get straight into it. Here are our top 5 recommendations, also in no particular order. Number 1, we have the Impulsor, the dedicated transport for your Primaris. Don't have one of these myself, and I don't really see a lot of them fielded in battle reports and things like that. A lot of Primaris stuff, like the infiltrators, have the role where they can deploy like 9 inches away from enemy units. Intercessors are good at stopping at the back, shooting long range with like heavy bolt rifles and stuff like that. I don't really see a lot of these getting fielded, like I say. It'd be interesting to see if they do get more love and more people buy them as 9th edition evolves, but it's an interesting choice for number 1. Blade Guard veterans may be armed with heavy bore pistols, but it's fair to say they're at their best when using their mastercrafted power swords to blend their enemies into bloody mulch. To help them get up close and personal where they belong, you can't go wrong with an Impulsor. If you're concerned about enemy fire taking it out at range, give it a shield dome for some added survivability with a 4+ invulnerable save. Alright, that's cool. I didn't actually know you could do that. Cool. Well, that's something that I've learned. To really bring the pain, you can even throw your Primaris Captain, Lieutenant and Chaplain in there as well. Or, if you traded your Necrons for 2 sets of Indomitus Space Marines, another 3 Blade Guard veterans. Awesome. Okay. Next we have Primaris Intercessors. This is again an odd choice, whether it's just something to bulk up your units, bulk up your core troop units. Let's see what the theory is behind this one. So while all your blade-wielding Space Marines from Indomitus specialise in getting stuck into the enemy and inflicting gracious dismemberment upon them, it's always useful to have a second wave of units to offer fire support. Mop up any survivors and hold objectives. For this role, you'll struggle to find a more complementary unit in the Space Marine roster than non-assault intercessors. As troops unit, they'll gain the all-important Defenders of Humanity ability similar to Objective Secured, to help them dominate objectives, and their bolt rifles offer the perfect combination of range and hitting power. They're solid in combat too, especially if you tool up the Sergeant for melee with a Power Fist or Thunderhammer. There's a reason that the Intercessors are the mainstay of Space Marine chapters. They're consummate all-rounders and an asset to almost every army build. Okay, that's a fair comment. I agree with the Sergeant. Putting a Power Fist on the Sergeant very cool. Or something that's going to give them a few more attacks, just a power sword or something like that. Great way to go. I'm a big fan of infiltrators, as you know. The ability just to get further up the board, but you've really got to tailor your army to the situation. If you're going to sit back and hold objectives, that's fine. Use the normal intercessors. If you want to sprint up and get more forward targets and stuff like that, then probably infiltrators or something else is probably the way to go. Next we have librarian of any type. This one here is the original Primaris librarian there. Great paint job. It's amazing looking that model. I would try and give it a go, but I couldn't give it justice. If you're looking to add some psychic attack and defense to your arsenal, a librarian is the obvious solution. There are quite a few varieties of librarian, each of which can complement your playstyle. If you're looking to strike hard and fast, a librarian Terminator armor will be able to teleport directly into the heart of the action. Meanwhile, a librarian clad in Phobos armor can use his concealed positions ability and exclusive access to the obscuration discipline to support more covert operations. And if you want to make the most of your battle psyker of choice, you can even use the chief librarian rules from Faith and Fury to further enhance your psychic abilities. Which is true. I use normally 2 Phobos librarians just to get them up the board, get them 9 inches away from the enemy. They're going to be casting smite straight off the bat. If you can get them going, it does put a target on them, but it makes your opponent kind of think, right, there's another thing that's up close in my lines. I've got to take that out, as well as some of the other stuff that can drop in. Like it said, the Phobos librarian have access to the obscuration discipline. Very, very cool. There's some stuff in there that can deal out some mortal wounds. It's just a shame that they can't take null zone. If they could take null zone, they would be extremely overpowered. Next we have the Invictor Tactical Warsuit. I love this unit. This again can get 9 inches away, armed with the Incendium Cannon. It's done great stuff for me. Incendium Cannon, heavy stubbers, heavy bolter, puts out the fire from turn 1. It's tough enough to survive quite a lot of shots. 13 wounds. It's a great little target, especially even if you just want to stick it up there and let all the fire come into it to save some other models. It's around about 135 points ish. So it's a great little unit to have. The units in Indomitus are highly aggressive and will want to close the distance to the enemy as soon as possible. An Invictor Tactical Warsuit is an excellent option for presenting your opponent with an immediate threat with its concealed position ability, while your other forces advance across the battlefield or use strategic reserves to close the distance. It's pretty handy, more specifically in Victor Visti. In a fight too, you can lend your units some armor busting support in combat as needed. Thwack, bam, pow, etc. Very, very cool. Yeah, like I say, I run a couple of these. I've had them spread out across the board. I've had them running up together in like a tag team. Very, very cool. Highly recommend getting one of those. Next we have the Repulsor Executioner. Big tank, basically, lots of guns. Heavy laser destroyer all the way. It's a powerful, powerful weapon. Call normally targets mine first turn, shoots it off the board, but it is like a massive threat. In terms of threats, it's probably like top 3 biggest threats you can have as a Primaris player. On the topic of armor busting support, the melee focus units in Indomitus will be somewhat wasted if they have to spend time chopping their way through the hull of a transport vehicle before they can horribly murderize the unit inside. You may well have the deadly firepower of an Eradicator squad at your disposal, or 2 if you swapped your Necron half or picked up a second Indomitus set, but it certainly helps to be able to cripple or destroy enemy armoured threats or transports from a healthy distance. The Repulsor Executioner is all but unequalled in the art of long-range destruction, so grab one and give it a heavy laser destroyer to take charge of your enemies. Take charge of your army's tank busting duties. Very, very true. Heavy laser destroyer, move with half distance. It's a heavy 4, hitting on 3s to start with. It's like strength 10, wound on 3s. It's AP minus a lot. AP minus 4, AP minus 5. and D6 damage, and the minimum it can do is 3. So 1, 2s, and 3s always count as 3s. It's a devastating weapon. Those are our top 5 suggestions. Head over to the website and grab your reinforcements of choice today. Remember to keep an eye on warhammercommunity.com for news on some other useful additions coming soon. Two, such as the awesome Primaris Captain on Bike, a great option for leading your outriders in battle. And are there any units you feel we've missed out or would rather add to the Indomitus force instead? Join us on the Warhammer 40,000 Facebook page and let us know in your comments. The only thing that I would kind of say about this is we've obviously seen a lot of units being previewed. We saw the new tank that's coming out, the 3 types of new tanks coming out. When those stats are revealed, and people might be swapping those for the Repulsor Executioner out for one of the new tanks, depending on points and stuff like that. It'd be interesting to see the new turret that's coming out, what that's going to look like on the battlefield, what that's going to perform like, and what else we have moving forward. Another thing that has been previewed a long time ago, there was a very grainy picture come out of the new speeders. They look very beefy, and look like they have a lot of guns. That picture, I remember seeing that like the back end of last year on Kiriov's channel. It'd be great to see that model come round sometime soon, and then its stats and stuff like that will be interesting to see. I would pick some different units on here. I would definitely pick the Invictor Tactical Warsuit, 100%. I'd probably go with the running 1 or 2. And then, like I say, it comes up with... There's always going to be new stuff coming out for Space Marines, let's face it. Every week, every month. And it's just... people chop and change their armies based on the newest stuff, one of the most powerful. So you've really got to really wait and see what happens. Another thing that I'll be waiting for is jumpy dudes. Whether we get a all-round kind of jump pack for all, like, Primaris units. Not just the... Inceptors and things like that. An all-round jump pack option for your characters or whatnot will be interesting to see in the future. But that's it, guys. What do you guys think? How many out there have got Indomitus? How many people have swapped it? What are people going to add to it, etc, etc? Let Colin and myself know. We love reading your comments, guys, and reply to every single one. Like I said at the beginning, we are 40k. We post Warhammer 40,000 content every single day. Things like news, hints, tips, reviews, painting videos, loads and loads of stuff. Anything Warhammer 40,000 related, we will do. So if you're here watching at the end, please leave a comment, please like the video, and more importantly, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so we can turn this channel into something cool, into something really amazing, and be one of like the top tier 40k YouTube channels. And we can only do that with your support. But that's it, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. This is Kel, signing off for 40k, saying stay safe, look after each other. Until next time, guys. We'll see you all later.